Missing a trade during Asia, yeah, it can happen and it will happen, but this was an amazing one and I will go over it because it was just so clean. And when a setup like this presents itself, you want to take it 100%. So let's get over it. Let's get back on back in time. It was on Bitcoin, and let's go to the second tab creation where you came into 30-minute supply. And why is this wonderful supply? See that last candle up before going down, leaving an inefficiency. That's your supply. Why was this so amazing? Because you formed a Wyckoff. And when you form a Wyckoff and you create supply, it means it's market maker supply and it's real strong supply. So let's draw the range. You make a higher low. So you draw your range from high to low. And then you see, hey, you got your first deviation of the range, aka your tab 2, in supply. Is there a tab 3 creation right now? Because you already see this low is higher than that low, which means this is liquidity. This low is higher than that low, which means this is also going to be liquidity. This is also going to be liquidity. So this is already a liquidity trail. What's going to be your tab 3 POI? All right, let's go for it because it's not that clear. And it is a low time frame model. I'm already on a 1 minute now, so your tab 3 POI is not that clear. Then we are going into the details because I'm now going on 30 seconds and then you see clearly, hey, this is gonna be your extreme liquidity because this is the extreme liquidity of after that tab 2. This is your first move up before going down, and I don't care if that's on the 30 second, if that's on the 1 hour. If it's a clear POI, it's a clear POI. What's also very nice is that, watch what happens, we kind of formed an accumulation in here. So that's what you always see, always. When you have formed your tab 2, you form an accumulation to go higher into your tab 3, and then you go down again. So let's watch what happens. We indeed accumulated right there. So let's go up even more. And then the wonderful thing you saw this setup, it grabbed exactly that point, and it literally grabbed it because it went higher, as you can see. And then boom, an aggressive sell-off. That is exactly what you want to see. You want to grab that liquidity and boom, go down. What happens? We break structure there. Boom, distribution, put it on your chart and stop above the tab 3 and target the range low. Not leaving a runner, just target the range low because it's already a 7.7 hour trade, and your entry is going to be a bit lower, so it's a 7 hour trade, but this is completely valid, like completely valid. When you grab everything off the range and you don't even have to go on the 30 seconds, because what happens when you go on the 5 minute, for example, no, on the 10 minute, yeah, on the 10 minute, you see this candle. Sometimes you can use wicks also as extreme demand or extreme supply levels, because a wick is supply on itself. When you don't have a POI for your tab 3, you have a wick overlapping with that 30-second extreme liquidity. If you don't like that 30-second extreme liquidity, you also use the wick, and then you have double confluence that it's gonna be your valid tab 3, and that price is not going higher than that point, because a wick is liquidity on itself. Would I use this wick as supply? No, because this wick is already mitigated by this wick. You see what I mean? So on the 10 minute you have wick supply, and wick supply is not that much talked about, but it is valid, especially valid if you use it with the extreme liquidity level right there, which is valid on the 30 second. So we grabbed it. Most importantly, we had an aggressive break of structure. That is very important. And then you just enter. And let the model play out. And what you see, we indeed didn't went higher than that tab 3, and boom, there is your target getting hit. An amazing 7-hour setup during Asia, completely valid. A bit harder to take because your tab 3 POI was a bit more, you had to search a bit more for it. It was not that obvious. I forget something, guys, because look at the volume profile. Look at the volume profile. The volume profile of this range. Was the break in the volume profile? Yes. Was there a range inefficiency? Yes, because this was a big inefficiency of the range. Even the volume area low was above the EQ of the range. this is an amazing volume profile because all the volume is there, and here is no volume in the lower section of the range. That means price is gonna blast through, and that's what happened. I hope I made it clear, and see you in the next video, guys. Ciao, ciao.